Hi, I'm Bob Allison with ShopSabre CNC. Around here they call me Router Bob. It's time for another Router Bob out and about trip, and we're headed to Virginia to see Tay Whiteside and his company Lift Arc Studios and watch his plasma machine in action and learn how Tay was able to start and grow a successful company. Let's get going.
When I first reached out to ShopSabre, I did it with a telephone. It's all right. It's a safety word. And started talking to some of the customer representatives. I've never thought more about what I'm trying to say than right now. I feel like it's something in my teeth. What were we talking about again?
ShopSabre.
Oh, who? No. So I've been a metal fabricator for about 15 years. And I started Lift Arc Studios, which is my company, about 2 years ago. So between then and now, a fair few things happened. I worked for my dad at a architectural salvage and antiques company here in Roanoke, Virginia, called Black Dog Salvage. And there I learned how to build custom furniture, how to work with just about every material under the sun: wood, metal, plastics, finishing, all that stuff. So fast forward, a decade and a half of doing that and growing within that business, I wanted to go out on my own and start my own company. And so I landed on, I came up with a name, Lift Arc Studios, which is, Lift Arc is a welding term, and Studios is nice and broad, which means, I can kind of fit anything under that umbrella. But, I wanted to push myself as a craftsman. I wanted to aim for a higher level of finish and quality. When we got the building, it was a disaster. You could barely walk through it. It was chocked full of late 1800s, early 1900s milling equipment, some of which worked, some of which didn't. So when we purchased the building, it came with all of that. And so my task then, for about 3 years, I cleaned the building out by myself, which meant finding new homes for the new machines, cleaning the building. Everything was caked in a thick layer of like grease and dirt and all that. Once the building was empty, it was time to start the renovation. So we did a new concrete slab, pressure washed the ceiling and the walls, rewired the entire building, framed in an office. Really wanted to get a space that I was happy with, that I could make money in and be productive at. So that's what you're looking at today. That's Lift Arc Studios, and that's where we are. Once the building was renovated and ready to work in, CNC Plasma was one of the first things I really sought out, and it was the first big investment I made, not only in myself, but in my shop's capabilities. Getting into CNC can seem daunting. It did to me at first, but being a millennial, I started on the internet, where we all start, Googling stuff. So after a list of brands and companies and models was compiled, I wanted to start reaching out to them and talking to people and getting quotes and estimates, and ShopSabre was for sure on that list. Cold calling a company can be a little daunting, but as soon as ShopSabre picked up the phone, I started to feel good about my decision. They were super friendly to talk to, answered every question I had. You could tell they were honest and really stood by their product. So we started to dig into the details of the machine, the features and everything. And I was looking for something that could handle 5x10 plates, which is a pretty common size, at least in the steel suppliers in my area. I wanted a big enough plasma power source so that I could cut through, any thickness of steel I wanted to throw at it. So we specified the Hypertherm 85. And the big alluring part about this was that it was turnkey. It's gonna show up ready to work. So after we talked through all that, and again, they answered every single question I had, I was ready to go with ShopSabre, and I felt good about that decision. I took delivery of the machine shortly afterwards. The wait time wasn't too bad, and it came just like this, as I said. And of course, that felt like Christmas morning. How can it not? It's sort of a toy, but not a toy. It's definitely a tool, but when you love what you do like I do, it kind of feels like a toy. It was a great day, and I had the space for it already. I had the infrastructure ready for it. I had all the power and the air, set it up, connected it to everything, and it was ready to start making sparks, which again was the point. I wanted something that was turnkey, ready to go, and this more than satisfied it. I was kind of surprised, because most things usually come with some assembly required. Now that it was in the shop, it was time to start figuring out how to integrate it into my workflow. And having been a make it by hand fabricator my whole life, it wasn't immediately obvious, but it didn't take any time at all because I do high-end custom prototype and custom fab stuff, it's complicated work. And when you can have a piece of equipment that starts saving you time, providing you shortcuts to get to the same goal, it's huge. And within a month or two, this thing was humming almost constantly and helping me crank out parts. And it's opened up a world of possibilities in the custom fabrication world. Custom signage, exciting stuff, boring stuff, everything in between. The point is I can make parts and solve problems faster and more accurately. And I can't imagine not having it. If you're looking to get into CNC, there's a bunch of different entry points. It's a personal question to answer. What are you looking to do? What problems are you looking to solve? What cheat codes are you looking to find? I knew what it would add to my business, and I found a machine that satisfied my criteria. My advice to someone getting into it, do you want to do custom art or high production work? The reality is the machine can satisfy all of that. But budget-wise, there's 4x4 machines for someone who doesn't maybe have as much space or kind of does it as a hobby, which it's still, even as a hobbyist, the cost of entry is pretty low. But then they have the big master series for big high-end production shops that are going to be working these things 24/7, and it can handle that too. So I found the machine that really fits with my capabilities and what I want to use it for. I'm super happy with the table I bought. And if you're considering CNC, I would highly recommend putting ShopSabre on your list.
It's amazing to hear a success story like Tay's, and we're always excited when a ShopSabre CNC is part of that story. And we want to thank Tay for inviting us in and sharing his company with us, and we wish him more success in the future. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you need more information, you can contact us at shopsabre.com. Thank you for watching.